Greetings to you all and welcome back to Let's Play the Langrisser, the Battle on the Big Bridge. There we go, it's a Final Fantasy reference. You knew one was going to come some point, and there it is. No, of course you haven't taken down the bridge. It's going to take 18 turns. Somehow we know how long it's going to take and you have no idea, do you, Kramer? Don't know how you plan to take down the bridge by dancing on the spot there either, soldier. You need to get a bit nearer, in my opinion. Oh yes, I didn't explain at the time why I moved these monks forwards, but the idea was I wanted them to try to cover this poor group of archers, which is sitting on 4 HP. And it seems they're doing the job. Stop shrieking, Liana. Thought you'd have got past this sort of phase of being completely cowardly and shocked by combat. You can summon that damn Valkyrie, for God's sake. It's the most powerful thing on the map. Next round should be a good one for us. I mean, there are several people that we should be able to take down. You'll notice, quite comically, that now Harpies are too frightened to even engage archers in direct combat. This is a good thing. He's also too scared to attack a ballista in direct combat. So if they refuse to attack any of my units in direct combat, or any of my commanders, I don't know how they expected to kill me. The only things they'll ever attack is stuff that's wounded because I made it attack. So it's kind of an odd plan the computer has here. Maybe they're just going for a try to block him for 18 turns sort of tactic. Anyway, let's stick with the fireball toss-in plan. It's working good for us so far. Lucky thing this bridge hasn't caught fire, really. I mean, we keep firing fireballs at it. I've never said fire so many times in one sentence before, but there we go. Now, Hain is of his 3rd class, but he's not getting much experience lately. You don't get that many kills tossing in spells, because you generally toss in your spells at the start of the round. Because of this, I'm going to let him have 1 commander's worth of experience, which is going to do with 1 group of ballistas just to show off. And you'll see that was an enormous amount of experience he got. Yes, Hain is far too strong. The reason there's so much experience up for Gramps is because these guys are 2nd level units. They're like Keith, they're Hawk Lords. They actually outrank Keith. They're of high level, they somehow have worse stats. The plan has changed, Hain. You can have 2 if you can manage to take this one down as well. No, you can't, you useless failure. Now, there is a reason I want Hain to level up. It's because I believe when he levels up he will gain a new spell. That new spell will be very helpful on this level. Chances are by the time he gets the spell, the level will be near enough done. But we can but try. That's it, throw those swords, Erwin. Slight slowdown in the music. Very good. I don't know if I should attack with Lester. I'm a little worried they'll counter-attack and pull off good damage and that will provoke the others into attacking him. I also feel there's no need. This time limit that's imposed upon us is very generous. We don't need to go and charge them down. Surprising to have 2 misses there, but that will do, I suppose. You notice that the Harpies, they have a combined 17 defense, whereas the Hawk Lords themselves have 16 defense. That means their units are harder to kill than they are. I like your odds, therefore, Mr. Hawk Lord with the fancy helmet. Oh, unlucky, we blew your hawk up. Fortunately, you landed on the bridge, not over the giant void like all the others. Yeah, indeed. We've had several Gaz this time. I am disappointed. Anything that can help Keith is going to be a benefit. That includes a heal from Liana, assuming something's damaged, though I'm not sure it is. The it's not, we would just wait and do it afterwards. Just for the experience, really, with Liana. Oh, we still have one of Lester's blokes. Yes, that will do. Don't know why some of the commanders look like soldier fighters and some of them look like, well, rather flamboyant helmet wearers. You have now caught up to the same level as Keith. Good job, Lester. Generally speaking, it's easier to get experience for Keith though, because his flying units always have this kind of versatility. They can always take down archers and things like that. So a level up is on the cards if he keeps this going. You have very few units left. It's possible, therefore, that we might take you down this turn. It does rely on these 10 taking down these 6, and then the next 10 taking down however many was up near Keith. And that's all gone out the window now. Unless I send Keith himself in, which I may do, because I just don't see any reason not to. It will leave us slightly exposed here archer-wise, but they're generally too scared to even attack the archers anyway, so it doesn't matter anymore. We are going to leave one group of fairies outside of influence range as well, which is a negative thing, because it means they will probably die, but we can live with that. Should be a level up. Yes, attack +1! Feeling flush now, aren't you, Keith? Oh, okay, I am surprised you didn't actually manage to win that fight. Do I have another group? I do. I mean, they won the fight, but I'm surprised they didn't finish him off. Yes, plummet down to the earth, which is only several feet away. Yes, your blood! Worry not for the blood, more for the fall. Can you reach anyone with a heal? Yes you can, very good. And that's going to do it for another turn. Over to you, CPU. Yes, I'm aware Airwind could have picked off that Hawk Knight there on 3, but I'm going to leave it for Hayne. They won't even attack the one that's out of influence range, so this is really quite a dire situation for the Hawk Lords. I suppose Keith's job now will be to pick off the strays. There's a lot of units there we're not going to be able to reach with conventional means and archers. I'll get the job done. Should be a level up for you there, Hayne. Hopefully we'll get the new spell and I can show it off. Yes, you're finished. Hurry up and die. Your death throws take far too long. No, you get nothing, you useless man. Sure, you can come and assist, of course. You can fly down behind the other side. Let's see if she'll be able to pick anything off. Can this ballista reach anything? Yes, it can. Take a look at that. The enormous, absolutely ridiculous range of the ballista. They don't suffer any sort of damage penalty for how far away they are, any accuracy penalty, nothing. They do full attack if they're at 2 squares away, or or the full 6 squares away. Obviously, if they attack 1 square away, then it's direct combat and they get counter-attacked, and that ends horribly, but still, you see the damage, it's amazing. I'm not going to attack up this time, I think you're fine. They're weak enough anyway, if you look at them all, they're all sitting on sort of 8 HP. You have very little left alive. I may let Lester himself show us his action. I suspect it will involve throwing axes, which will be good fun to watch. If only for the reason that if Lester himself attacks, we'll be able to take down 5 units potentially, instead of just the 4. So here he goes. Yes, lob your axes! Lob them faster, stop recoiling in pain! What a horrible night to have a curse. Ah, I did not know that was slipped in there. I'm assuming that's slipped in by the translation team and that's not part of the actual game. If it is part of the actual game, then hats off to Messiah. And if it's part of the translation team's little drop-ins, then hats off to the translation team. For those of you who don't know, I believe that's taken from Castlevania 2. It might not be, correct me if I'm wrong. But it is a game where you're strutting about the place. And you'll be walking about quite happily against some very easy monsters, and then it will turn to night and you will have to stop and immediately turn to the screen and say, what a terrible night to have a curse. And then all the monsters become kind of undead and twice as powerful. Don't know why I went into such detail explaining that game. Sure, you could just Google that quote and you'd find it anyway. Of high priority is to make sure there is a unit covering Lester, otherwise he will die in the next turn, though I do believe there's a flyer stood right beside him who can do just that. The question is, can that flyer attack him? And the answer is yes! Joy of joys. This one's the most annoying one to take down, given that it has a full set of 10 HP, so it'll probably take 2 groups of 10 fairies. But still, you can see now that we are wrapping this up. We shall have finished off these commanders very shortly. We'll probably be able to wrap off some of them in this turn. The reason I attacked with Keith there was just to move over his radius thingamajig. Now I can attack this chap who has no one left. I actually don't want to attack him from there because I want to block him there, which means it was a pointless move by me because Keith's radius thing still doesn't reach. That will have to do. Nice demonstration there the game gives us of just how important it is to stay within the benefits range. Another nice demonstration there of just quite how much experience Hawklords are worth. Don't cry out to Lord Cranmer because you forgot to put his umlaut on, you fool! So the big question on everyone's minds is, next video, will it finish it? Dare he ever say that he will finish it next video? Is he going to be courageous enough to make that statement? Yes, I've made it! Next video we will finish this level off, which means there's an ambush waiting behind us. Look forward to that. Just going to let these fairies do their thing. Very nice. Then I'm going to be cutting the video off. Hopefully you'll join me for the next one and we shall finish this off. I shall see you then.